1. You've spent decades building your life, your career, your reputation, your legacy. But something shifts after 40. The world stops defining you by youth and starts noticing your presence. This is the age when you hold something most men never will: hindsight sharpened by experience. 2. In your 20s, it was about potential. In your 30s, it was about proving something. But after 40, that energy changes. You're no longer trying to be seen. You already are. And that quiet confidence, that restraint, becomes dangerous in the best way. Because now, every move you make carries weight. 3. The world expects you to slow down, to fade into routine. But real men, stoic men, do the opposite. You're clearer, sharper, less reactive. While others chase relevance, you radiate it. Not through noise, but through presence. And that presence? It commands respect without asking for it. Subscribe now and tap the bell, because the next move you make could define the legacy you leave. 4. Women feel it too. Not the flash, not the showmanship, but the unshakable steadiness of a man who's lived, failed, adapted, and risen. You don't need approval. You don't seek permission. You've buried versions of yourself that most young men haven't even met yet. And in that burial, power was born. 5. At this age, your words slow down, but they land heavier. You don't speak to impress. You speak when it matters. And when you do, people listen. Not because you're loud, but because your silence before you speak says more than their shouting ever could. 6. And here's what they don't see coming: your discipline. The late nights you no longer waste. The people you've cut off without fanfare. The boundaries you hold like armor. This is the kind of danger that doesn't swing wildly. It aims, waits, and strikes with precision. 7. You're not fueled by chaos anymore. You've mastered your triggers, studied your patterns, and built a calm most men will never touch. That calm, it intimidates. Because in a room full of noise, you're the one they can't ignore, even when you say nothing. 8. Younger men try to lead with energy. You lead with gravity. You've seen enough to know what matters and what doesn't. That clarity becomes your sharpest weapon. While others get distracted, you stay focused. While they chase validation, you build legacy. 9. And that legacy? It's not built on applause. It's built on alignment. With your values, your vision, your standards. You no longer entertain people who drain you or places that dim you. Your time is currency, and you spend it like a man who knows its worth. 10. You're not in competition with younger men. You're in command of something they haven't earned yet: emotional control. While they react, you respond. While they impress, you observe. That difference? It's not just maturity. It's power, forged in experience and sharpened in silence. 11. Women notice the shift too. They stop looking for excitement and start craving stability. The kind of stability that feels like safety, not stagnation. And suddenly your stillness becomes seductive. Your presence becomes the thing they lean into, not run from. 12. Because at this stage, you're not just a man. You're a sanctuary. A storm that learned how to hold itself still. A force that no longer needs to prove its strength, only direct it. And that kind of energy, it doesn't knock. It enters and changes everything. 13. You've become rare. Not because of what you have, but because of what you no longer tolerate. Drama, disrespect, inconsistency. You've seen it all, and you've outgrown it. Your life now is about precision, people, energy, actions. Nothing wasted, nothing accidental. 14. Younger men still chase intensity. But you embody depth, the kind that makes people question who they are when they're around you, because your presence reflects what they lack: direction, purpose, peace. And that reflection either draws them closer or sends them running. 15. That's why you don't chase. Not women, not attention, not approval. Because you've already met your demons, wrestled your shadows, and come out the other side refined. Now you're not seeking completion, you're seeking alignment. And that energy is magnetic. 16. You become the man who no longer needs to explain himself. Your actions speak. Your presence commands. Your absence teaches. And when you walk into a room, people don't just look, they adjust. Because you're not just noticed, you're felt. 17. This is why men over 40 enter their most dangerous phase. Not because they've grown harder, but because they've grown wiser. Less ego, more edge, less reaction, more direction. And the world doesn't quite know what to do with a man who's both calm and capable of chaos. 18. People begin to seek your guidance, not because you ask them to, but because your life becomes proof. Proof that discipline pays off, that restraint builds respect, that silence holds more power than noise. You don't need to inspire with speeches, you do it with how you move. 19. At this stage, your danger isn't in what you say, it's in what you know. You've learned when to speak and when to vanish, when to act and when to let someone reveal themselves. That level of discernment, it's lethal. Because now, nothing gets past you quietly. 20. So if you're over 40, understand this. Your time isn't behind you, it's arriving. You are stepping into the phase where your power is quiet, precise, undeniable. The world won't hand you a crown, but it will bow to the man who no longer needs one.